Okay, so what are we doing here now? The next step is to draw in our hinge line. Okay, so our hinge line here is pretty simple. Okay, we draw a straight line underneath it. I'll usually leave about 15 mil, and then we draw a line down at 45 degrees. 45 degrees, why? Well, because it's in a southeasterly direction, and if north is pointing up that way, southeasterly is halfway between south and east, southeasterly, and that's a 90-degree angle, so that makes that a 45. Okay, so as I did in the last question, I'm going to leave about 15 mil. That keeps it nice and tidy. Okay, draw it down here. Okay, so that is my line going across there. Fell off the T-square a little bit. Now, at that point, I know that's going to be like the end point there. I'm just going to draw down at 45 degrees. Perfect. So step one, or kind of probably one of the easiest kind of points to locate here, is actually going to be the full width. Okay, so let's bring that down. What you do is you take down this corner here, we take it down, rotate it around, now this is exactly like the last question we did. Okay, it's just like the basic rotations question, and I think it's quite simple and you should fly through it. Now the difference will be when we're using the circle, because the circle is going to be a little bit different when we're transferring that to transferring of the other ones. Okay, now this kind of goes off frame a little bit, which should be fine. Okay, so we just rotate that around. Okay, now when it hits this line here, we're just going to use our T-square, and I'm going to get my 3060 for a bit extra length, and it's just going to draw it up here. Okay, like so. Okay, that's our last point. Draw this line across, and now that is the total width of our flag here. Okay, now we can actually, I'm going to go over this in dark because we know this is going to be a finished line. Okay, now so I suppose now we're kind of approaching the most difficult stage of this drawing, and that is the actual circle. It's quite a simple drawing, there's not a whole lot to it, but actually transferring over the circle, that's where the difficulty is. So basically we're going to almost draw this in that we can't just come over here, plot down our compass and draw it, because we're not looking straight in at the circle. So when you have the piece tilted like so, you can't see the circle straight, so it's going to actually appear almost like an elliptical shape, but it's not an ellipse. And that's careful, we have to be careful we understand that it's not an ellipse. So basically what we have to do here is we have to find all the points. We've got 6 points here, 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? We've got to find these points on this side and then draw in our circle. Okay, so step one, I'm going to find these 2 points really quickly. Draw them straight down to here. Okay, bring them down to the hinge line. Using your compass, rotate it around. Okay. And bring the line straight up. So I have this line brought around here. Now I've got the kind of I suppose the mid or the center of it. I've got to find the height of these 2 points. Okay, so let's do that. Let's just bring them straight across to there and to here. Okay, so that's our 2 points. 1, 2. So we have 2 points in the circle already. We're flying it, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and bring point these 2 lines here. Okay, so that I know that these 2 lines contain 4 points. Okay, so let's draw them across, like so, and like so. So we have got our 2 points already. Brilliant, perfect. So brought around, that's the height of it. Let's kind of get the width. So let's bring them straight down to our hinged line. Now I'm going to bring both points at once here to save a bit of time. Okay. So I suppose while we're rotating this, it's important to note what are we doing here? What is the actual process that we're doing? The process is that we're just picking points here and using kind of almost a method to find them in the other drawing. Okay. So that's all we're doing. It's very basic. We're just using a method and we're keeping that method consistent. Now, just set my compass. Perfect. Now, quite a small circle. It's hard to draw. Okay. So, gotta be careful here. Perfect. Okay. So I brought my 2 lines down, right? Rotated them around, and now I'm going to bring them straight up. And then I've got my locating of it. So that was nice and quick. So here's one. That's the first 2 points we found here and here. The next points we found were these points. Okay, so that's the 2 of them there, right? We brought them down. Sorry, that's the 2 of them there. We brought them down, around, and we found here. We found the kind of where they are on the page, and then we brought these 2 lines across. Where the 2 hit, that's it. Later on, and I know this is also symmetrical here, so we're going to come to here. So we brought this around, and there's our 2 points. Okay. Now, so to draw this in, we're taking out kind of the skills we learned in the ellipse. Okay. And we will draw our circle. So again, you can see here that the shape is not, it's not elliptical, okay? As you may think, it is not elliptical. Okay, perfect. That's fine. That's our circle. Now, to draw, now we have all the points, so we can actually draw in the star pretty simply, okay? Now, granted, I'm going to go over that later, the circle, and go over it heavy, but we can draw the star pretty simply, so it's easy enough. All we've got to do is to, like we did before, connect up the points, okay? So we just kind of rotate it around. That's the next one there. We already have that. We'll bring this one in here. Okay. So I suppose that gives us all the points we need, which is great. Simple enough. Much quicker this time. Okay, so that is complete, finished. Our circle here now, you can see what we've done. We've flipped this over, and you can see now that it's quite a bit, it's kind of distorted quite a lot, and you can see the circle has been almost squashed. It's like just coming in here and squashing the whole thing together. Um, so really the key learning there is that you can represent a circle easily through rotations. What you have to do is you have to locate the points here and then just draw your circle in almost like it's an ellipse. Thank you.